I've learned a couple of things in teaching Bible college and seminary and in churches throughout the years. Number one, people really want to learn about their Christian faith. They want to learn how to read their Bible, how to study their Bible. They want to know why they hold to certain views, and they want to be able to defend those views. That's number one. Number two, by and large, people don't know how to do that. People oftentimes can't go or don't go to seminary and Bible college, and churches oftentimes simply just don't teach what they want to learn or how to read or study the Bible. We might go to church and get motivational lessons, and that's great. And some churches do teach more than others, but by and large, people don't know how to study their Bible. It's a big book. It's complicated. There's a lot of confusing history, especially in the Old Testament. And so when they pick up a Bible, a lot of people just don't know where to start, and it's kind of scary. But it doesn't have to be scary. What I want to do in this podcast, in Classical Theology, with Dr. Brian Huffling, is to teach you how to study the Bible, to teach you about the various contours about theology, and how to navigate those waters, and how to defend your own views. I was riding in the car home a number of years ago, and I got a call from my boss, who happened to be the senior pastor. I was the associate pastor. And he said, "Brian, I'm sick. You're going to have to teach tomorrow." I said, "Well, okay. What am I going to teach on?" So they were going to do communion. And so I thought, well, I'll just teach about communion. And so I went to Matthew's Gospel and read that and prepped for Matthew's Gospel. And I got up it's a Baptist church, and I said, here's the Catholic view, here's the Lutheran view, here's the Baptist view, and here's why we hold to our view and not these other views. And I had people come up to me after the service who were probably in their 70s, who had grown up in the church, and they said, "Brian, we've never heard that before. Thank you for sharing that with us. That was really interesting." And so that goes to my first point, is that people want to learn. People want to learn how to study the Bible. They want to learn where to go in the Bible. If they want to learn, if I want to look at a certain passage, or if I want to, where do I start even? Well, it's not just a matter of thinking that it's not just some magical thing that's going to happen in learning how to read your Bible. It takes intentional, systematic learning. And so my desire over the years has been to be able to take what I give my students in Bible college and seminary and allow and empower other people who won't go or can't go to Bible college or seminary, and to give them the tools, to give you the tools to do your own studies. To say, okay, here's this big, confusing, difficult book that spans over about 1,500 years, written in 3 languages, and it's very unfamiliar to us oftentimes because we're not taught the history, or we forget the history, or whatever. And just to break it down and make it where people can understand, where do I go to even start? What are some of the resources? Well, that's what this channel, Classical Theology, is all about. So I am Dr. Brian Huffling. Thank you for tuning in. Please like and subscribe to the channel. I've been teaching Bible and theology for a number of years. I started really in high school. I was interested in Calvinism and all that. And I ended up going to Lee University and got a BA in history with a minor in Bible. And I wanted to teach, but I didn't want to teach really because I didn't want to be poor, and I wanted to learn what can I get money from and having a history degree. So I thought, I'll go to law school. Well, so I thought, well, if I go to law school, I can make more money. But I could not shake this desire to study the Bible and theology, and especially do apologetics. So I had my own questions. It wasn't that I doubted the faith, but I had my own questions, and I wanted to get my questions answered. And I didn't even know really where to go, other than I found Southern Evangelical Seminary, and they had a professor there named Norman Geiser, and I was aware of him from my previous studies, both at Lee and from a book I had in high school. And so I went to Southern Evangelical Seminary, and I started learning apologetics. But I quickly found out in the first semester, actually, that if I'm going to do apologetics, or if I'm going to learn theology or the Bible, I'm going to have to learn philosophy. And so that's one thing I wasn't expecting. It was my last class at Lee, ironically. And then it was something that it turned out that I really needed for my theological education. Philosophy used to be considered the handmaiden to theology, and theology was seen as the queen of the sciences. Now, we don't think of theology as a science much today, but not only was it a science, in the medieval times, it was actually considered the queen of the sciences. And so I actually triple majored at SES in apologetics, biblical studies, and philosophy. And then after I graduated in 2009, I jumped right into the PhD program and learned philosophy of religion. I have been teaching higher ed since 2010. I was basically a TA or a grader at Southern Evangelical Seminary for a number of years, and started teaching adjunctly or part-time with the Art Institute of Charlotte. I taught religion and philosophy there, and I started teaching adjunctly at SES in 2011 and came on in 2013 full-time when I had my PhD. I'm currently the director of our PhD program, and I primarily teach philosophy, but I've also taught biblical languages, Bible study methods, ethics, all sorts of Bible stuff, Old and New Testament survey, apologetics, and those kind of things. And so I want to take what I've learned and what I've been teaching for a number of years in school and teach you who might not be able to go to seminary or Bible college, but you might have more of a desire to learn than maybe what you're getting in church or your own study group or whatever. And it's not to knock your church. Some churches, for just whatever reason, maybe they're teaching a high level and you still want to go higher. Well, that's what I want to be able to offer you, is a high level of biblical study, where to go, how to do it, where do you start, what are some resources? So people ask me all the time, what are some good books on this, or what are some good commentaries on the Bible? Well, I want to spend some time having fun because, learning the Bible and theology and all this doesn't have to be scary, as I mentioned. It actually can be pretty fun. So I want to be able to enjoy that with you and add value to your life and help you with your own personal journey. So I've also been in the military. I started off enlisted in the military in 2000. I joined the Marine Corps in 2000. And I did 3 years in the Marines. I did some time in the Navy as well. And in 2006, while I was in seminary, I joined the chaplain candidate program with the Air Force. And in 2010, that's basically an internship program. In 2010, I became a chaplain after I graduated from SES in 2009 with my master's degree. And I've been at various bases as a chaplain, and I've had a lot of fun with that. And there's been a lot of diversity with that in terms of people's different beliefs and things. It's been really interesting and fun, and it's been valuable to me, and it helped me learn more about my own views and about what other people believe as well. And I enjoyed playing golf. I don't get a chance to play, or I haven't played in a long time. I want to get back into golf. I like backyard astronomy. I used to do martial arts. I have a black belt in Taekwondo. I've done about 3 years of personal training in jiu-jitsu and mixed martial arts, that kind of thing. Even some Filipino stick fighting and some really cool, fun stuff like that. So that's some about my hobbies and kind of who I am, what I'm all about. But I've wanted to make this channel for several years now, and I just haven't been able to do it. But now is the right time. I feel like I'm in a good position to start this channel and to be able to help you with your own personal interests and your studies. And so my goal here again is to take what I've been teaching for formal students in formal educational settings, and to be able to put it out there for you, to be able to watch, to be able to interact with, and just to have fun and learn together more about biblical studies and theology, philosophy, and apologetics, how to study the Bible, what are all these debates in theology? There's all kinds of debates in theology that are interesting, that are applicable today, and also just how to take our faith and apply it to cultural issues. There are all kinds of cultural issues going on today. And some people think we should have our faith over here in this box and not really apply it to politics or ethics or business or whatever. And I think that we're going to be Christians, we have to apply it to our whole lives. And so we're going to have to look at our politics, our ethics, all that, our businesses, our family life, and apply what we believe about our ultimate views of God and Christianity to our overall lives. And so I want to be able to offer classes. I want to be able to have just videos. I want to be able to, at some point, offer online classes for people to take if they're interested in doing that, to be able to answer questions and have Q&A sessions and those sorts of things, and leave the door open to wherever this may go, and just have fun with it and see what God does, what doors he opens, and what he allows us to do together. So I hope to offer value into your life. Whether you're a parent who wants to teach your children more about the faith, to be able to prepare them for college. I've been doing that for years now. I teach for Apologia, which is a homeschool service that offers classes for middle school and high schoolers. Anyone can really take the classes. And a lot of that is to prepare students for the next step, which is college. So I do that now as well. So I've been an online teacher for a number of years, and I thought I would take that, what I've been doing as a job, and take it to the podcast level, and take the ivory tower academic stuff and bridge the gap with people who aren't going to be able to go there or don't want to go there for whatever reason. Oftentimes there's this gap between the academy and the lay people. And I just really want to take this material and offer it to people who aren't going to go to school, because there just are a lot of people who want to learn. When I talk to people and Christians, not that Christians aren't people. When I talk to people and Christians about theology and philosophy, people are really interested, and they just don't even know some of these debates are out there. And so I hope that this is something that you're interested in, and if so, please like and subscribe, and I hope this offers value to you and your life. And thanks for tuning in. Look forward to our time together.